Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Fireside Chat, where conversations are heated. I am your host, the Lioness Queen Sister V, right here on IntellectualRadio.com, live on YouTube, Facebook under Sister V, along with my co-host, Miss Toria Renee.
Hey. Coach T in the building.
Right now, I was going to say, Coach Renee, tell them who you are and when your show airs.
So I am Toria Renee, aka Coach T, and I have a show on Saturdays at 10 a.m. and it is called Empowering Moments with Coach T. Check me out.
All right, now.
Right here on IntellectualRadio.com.
IntellectualRadio.com. Oh, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and with so much going on social media, in the news, we hear a lot of talk about relationships, right? And so, as a woman, sometimes we get caught up in an identity crisis. And so today, I just wanted to revisit how God made us, number one, and try the best that I could without my notes to walk through content that helps define us and our character and what God intentions was for us. I wanted to open up with Genesis 2 and 18 that talks about how God made a helper for Adam suitable. It was 4 words that stood out in the Amplified. It was beneficial, complementary, suitable, and it was another word. Um, but anywho, I'll stick to what I'm just gonna have to flow today, and that's okay because that's what I do anyway. So I'm so very excited, guys, because I just want to remind us how precious we are. I just want to remind us of how much we mean as helpers, not just to a mate, but to our communities, to our families, to the workplace, just to the world at large. We are some powerful creatures. And I don't want us to ever forget who we are by nature. And it is important. I don't care what you got to do to reset yourself to get back in your vein. Do what you must. I don't care if it's therapy. I don't care if you got to join groups, get you a good church. That's a good place for a community with women's ministry, and do all that you can to reset your life. If you've been through a lot and you just kind of lost your way as a woman, it's very good to connect with communities that can help you heal and get back to your authentic original self. Okay, so Toria, I love this red lipstick on you, first of all. Let me just say, and I'll take this opportunity
Thank you.
to I want to talk about, this is kind of new, with my Fireside Chat being sponsored by Maria's Homemade Catering Services. And she is offering all kind of like soul food corporate events. She's doing like family gatherings, all kind of events. Y'all, I'm just saying, that food is addicting, and I tend to stay away from her and my brother. Okay, because I'm trying to shed pounds. So, you guys can hit her up on Facebook. Her name is Maria Purdue Stewart. I'll have more information as the time go on, but this is something new, and I'm excited to collab with her in that, because, one thing we're going to do, and that's eat, and we're going to eat good. So if you're looking for somebody to cater your next event, hit up Maria's Homemade Catering. Message her on Facebook, the Maria Purdue Stewart. Okay, so here we are. Let's talk about the impact of a helper. Now, I'm different, right? Because, I know how you flow. Boom, it's point A, B, 1A, this, doom, doom, doom. She got it all. She have it all together for us. And I apologize for that, because I can't expect for people to just flow like I do. But I love our connection and our chemistry, and we could kind of just flow
Look,
together.
I know how to be. I know how to talk off the cuff. Now, don't get it twisted.
No.
I like to be organized on my show because I have to keep. I got to train my thoughts. But
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I know, but I'm just saying. I appreciate that. I think about reciprocation all the time. Like, if that's how she flow, maybe I should practice doing that. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
go with the flow. Everybody don't do it the same way. And I have been on shows where they don't give me nothing but hey, this the topic and get ready.
okay.
So so I'm ready. Let's go.
So we do this all the time too, without off camera.
Right. This is a
So I
regular
want to talk
conversation.
about the impact of a helper, right? Because since it's so in the news right now, it's so very popular, our dear brother should be a father figure, our retired NFL player who was recently caught up in a scandal with a young lady that he old enough to be her almost like a granddaddy or a dad. So
I'm so disappointed this evening in you, Shannon Sharp. I'm so disappointed. I'm so
she just called
disappointed.
us out. It's everywhere.
Is that where this ain't news?
Right.
We look, y'all already heard this. Don't act like it's new. You already heard this. I'm so disappointed in you, Shannon. I'm so disappointed in you.
So one of the things that immediately that stuck out to me was where when scripture says it's not good for man to be alone. And I think they underestimate the danger they put themselves in when
When
they
they
just
don't connect
yes,
and don't commit.
right.
Because when you and just so y'all know, I don't keep up with the news, but this one does.
I do.
And so she said this to me, and I was like, "What did he do?" And she was, I was like, "What?" I said, "You didn't been here before, Shannon. Don't you know? But you supposed to know better. So you tell it you know better." And I told her the first thing I said to you. What did I say? I said, "This is because he is not willing to commit to nobody. Because if he would go on and commit to somebody, he would have his own help me, and then he wouldn't be out here random." He would not even be out
Correct.
here. He wouldn't be out here playing these games. He wouldn't have no need for it. This he is a prime example of why I say, or Pastor Bennett always be saying, y'all men need to go on and marry early and stop playing.
Yeah.
Because you need this, just like we need to be covered by you all with protection and provision and profession of love. Y'all need to be protected by us. You really do.
Mm.
These men need to be protected by by the helper, because the helper is the one that keep you grounded. It's the one that gives you the wisdom. She's like, no, you don't need to do that, honey.
Yes.
No, let's not do that. Let's do this instead. Or maybe you might want to consider we're the voice of reason when they want to go rah rah rah.
That's right. And
And
so
because he don't have it, that's why he out here wilding.
out here in these streets.
Bad. Get you. You need Shannon Sharp. I'm gonna go on record that Coach T says Shannon Sharp need a wife.
Uh right now, God bless whoever decides that they will be with such a man under the circumstances.
Well,
It ain't impossible because if they can't do nothing else, they gonna find them somebody.
if he
Okay,
decided, if he decided today that he was ready to settle down and go ahead on to
somebody
be
would take
committed, and he
him.
would pick some, and all he got to do out here is go pick somebody. Now stop playing.
Yeah,
Shannon, first of all, Shannon Sharp is a looker, okay? So he
yeah.
can get out here and pick somebody any day.
You say he what?
He's a looker,
Is he?
a little.
Oh,
He has a
to each their own. Look,
the producer
Wanda.
over here hollering like, "What?"
We see one shoulders doing
Yes,
this
right.
chuckles. Like,
No, ma'am.
I got a
When
different
I
type of
say
opinion.
when I say he's a looker, I mean he has a package.
Yeah.
He has an overall package when he presents
Okay.
that Shannon can get out here and get somebody quick.
Well, you know what? I'll even say like, okay, I'm not gonna say because I've matured to a place where I got to have something else besides looks.
Absolutely.
And I think that if he was showing more character, more discipline about himself,
Absolutely.
I think that coupled with all that what you see, that would definitely give him a fair chance at a good woman.
Yes.
Not just a woman, but a good one.
Absolutely, because he can hang a suit.
He can do what?
He can hang a suit, baby.
So I had to. I don't know how good your site is, Tori. If you can see who in the chat, probably not. But you got your.
I don't
I
see. Let
can't
me see.
see
I don't see the
who
chat
in the
right now.
chat. Right, that's what I was thinking too. So maybe they just not
Yeah,
saying
I don't.
anything.
I don't see comments in the chat right
Okay,
now.
that's cool. So
I'm
I
checking.
was able to pull up on my phone the version I wanted to read, the amplified version of Genesis 2:8. Ladies, this is our statement of identification from our Heavenly Father, okay? And he wrote this about us. This is his intentions for us as it relates to particularly, I would say, starting with a man, because he did look at him and say it's not good for for a man to be alone, I'm going to create a helpmeet for him. That's what he said. So in Genesis 2 and 18, the Amplified version, it reads, now the Lord God said, he said, it's not, man, if you're listening, brothers, it is not good, beneficial for the man to be alone. I will, God said, make him a helper, one who balances him, a counterpart who is suitable and complementary for him. Now, what I did do, which I should have handwritten, I went through all the definitions for those four things, and I'm happy I see that I wrote them down. Beneficial, a helper is beneficial to you. She creates balance for him, kind of like how you just described when you're talking about wisdom. She is suitable for him, and she is complementary for him. Now we can look in our current faith communities and we can see how some of our leaders with as husband and wife complement each other. We can see how that woman complements him, right? And then we can see how beneficial it is for them to be in their lives. We can see the balance that they bring. We can see that it is a suitable helper for him. Now, I would argue, if you see the opposite of all of this, that is a key sign that maybe that's not your helper. Because it's hard for me to believe that you of man as a man have not embraced your true identity and your true purpose within yourself. It's hard for me to believe that you're able to identify such a woman when you don't even know, you haven't even identified yourself. So what you think about that? Because I feel like we're seeing a lot of men that I don't know who I am. I know I got some that work, but I don't know who I am. What is the famous quote from Dr. Miles Monroe? If we don't know the purpose of a thing,
We will abuse it.
exactly. And it looks like it's a lot of abusing the opportunity to choose. You're not really taking advantage of the opportunity because you're not walking in a place of identity as a man.
So let me say this. Self awareness is
Mhm.
everything. And it's not just for a man. Men and women need to have self awareness. It is key to you being able to partner with someone. If you don't know who you are, if you don't know what your purpose is, if you don't know where you are going, many times, oftentimes, women look to men to have a plan. I can't tell you how many times I've listened to people that were talking about they were getting married, and one of the reasons that they were able to women were able to grab a hold and get in line and align themselves with these men is because they had a plan. They showed them a plan and they said, hey, you got a plan, I can get on board with that.
Yes.
But you wouldn't have a plan if you don't really know who you are. Miles Monroe also, the late Dr. Miles Monroe also said, hey, if he don't know where he going, you can't follow. Got to
Very
know,
true.
he have to know where he going. So basically, he told he told women, if you find yourself dating a man and he don't know where he going, that's run. That's not for you. You don't choose, never choose a man that don't know where he going. And if he doesn't, but he's not gonna know where he's going if he don't know who he is and what talents he possesses and how that works. It's not enough to say, okay, yes, I have the gift of prophecy. Do you know, have you cultivated it? Do you know how to use it? Do you know when not to use it? Do you know do you know how to steward it well? Do you understand what its purpose is? So you can't just tell me, yeah, I'm an architect and but for what though?
Mm.
But for what though? Do you know for what? Because if you don't know for what, you not it, you if you can't really effectively lead yourself, you definitely cannot lead a wife or a household or a family. That's like the blind leading the blind and everybody falls in the ditch.
What do you feel is standing between men seeking counsel for their lives? What do you think? Because they don't have an ear. So most of them are stuck. And I say this all the time. Most of them are stuck because they need their helper. You didn't went as far as you're gonna go as a bachelor. You didn't, like I said, you didn't have more bodies in the graveyard. You still lost. You stuck. You got vision in you. Some of them.
and
Some of them
tired.
have vision. They're very tired, and they're wanting a woman. But I heard a man say, and I got to see this video. I heard a man say, "You can put a crown on a clown and Gucci on a hoochie, but that don't
You
mean."
ain't get no substance out of that.
So I feel like we said that. What
Here's
is?
here's the here's the barrier that stops men from doing this. First of all, men don't like to seek counsel because they don't want another man to tell them what to do. There is a You have to have a level of humility, I think.
Mhm.
You have to have a level of humility within yourself to be able to say, as a man, I'm willing to submit to another man. Most
Mhm.
men have an issue with doing that. That's why they don't seek counsel. And this is why they don't learn what they don't know from someone else who is supposed to be teaching them. And so it's like, if you're not my dad, I'm not getting ready to listen to you. And y'all, some of y'all ain't listening to your dads either. But I'm just saying, I think men have a problem listening to other men. I've talked to a couple of men and they say, well, I don't see where he gets to tell me what anything else. What is he doing in his household?
Mm.
Well, that's for you to find out though, with a conversation.
Mhm.
That's why you have conversation. And I'm not saying you just go to any man. Hey, you got to start knowing these people for their works. Know those who labor among you. Know, how about this? Know those that you would like to have labor among you.
Mm.
I'm saying when you choose a mentor or you choose someone that you know bears fruit. And then that way it makes it easier for you to trust, submit, and trust and actually and not so much as obey, but consider and then adjust,
I like
if that
that.
makes
I
sense.
like that. I like that. And I want to get to one of the points I wanted to make. I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to be distracted, but I'm really trying to get into my messenger because I like how it said a helper was an expression of love. And so, with that being said, we as women don't have to be just in the mindset of a helper when it comes to marriage and relationships. We are born this way. And so because I always try to uh I revisit stories in my life, or I bring it into a real setting, a real scenario, because I think that it's effective when you actually apply something to your life and you
Mm-hmm.
can actually testify from a place where you are actually walking it out. It has a different level of impact, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just thinking about us as helpers, right? And men, I want y'all to understand that a woman being in your life as a helper, you got to be able to identify when this woman is beneficial to your life, when she brings balance to your life, when she is suitable and complementary to your life, even if she's not your wife. I think that we should not misappropriate relationships, because I told somebody this just recently, a man. Same way with them. I can have a brother in my world that is suitable, complementary to, I'm talking about, to who I am as a person. And who's beneficial and brings balance and know how to bring balance to me. And we're not in a relationship.
And we don't have to ever be.
Exactly.
I think that men, and well, I'll say people need to understand that women are designed to be a helper. And so we help all the time. The Bible says, when a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing, which means, the way we understand that and we teach that is that when he finds you, you are already a wife. As a wife, that's a helper. The Bible calls the wife a helper in Genesis. He calls her a helper.
Mhm.
And so we are already designed to be helpers, which means I hate to break the bad news, but that's how stuff church business get done, because we got women being helpers.
So then that explains why we hear people say, "Why is it so many women? We outnumber men in the church. We're helpers.
because we're helpers
We're
and we
helpers."
help push vision.
Yes.
We help birth vision because we are also incubators.
Hmm.
So we birth vision, we birth out new revelations, we birth those things out. And so, of course, look, I keep trying to tell you, Moses had Miriam.
Hmm.
Paul, I believe it was had Lydia.
Hmm.
Somebody had Dorcas. I don't remember, but somebody. But I'm just saying. So throughout the Bible, men, hey, David had Abigail after he killed Nabal. I mean, yeah. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
After
he
after
did.
after Nabal messed around and got killed
Yeah.
because he was ignorant, but he ended up with Abigail. But when he first met Abigail, Abigail was wisdom filled,
Yeah.
and she stopped him from going to do something crazy
Yeah.
because she didn't want his name to be smeared. I'm just saying.
Girl, wait. First of all, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm going to stick a pin right there
Okay.
because what did you say it again? You say she did what?
She stopped him from cutting a fool because she didn't want his name, his good name, to be smeared
So
or
she,
tarnished in any way. So she appealed to him and said, "You don't want to mess with your name, sir, because your name is good. And if you do this thing, it's going to tarnish your name. And I want you to preserve your name, sir, because I recognize that your name means something and carry weight, and I don't want you to lose that."
so she was helping him.
She was already helping him, and she wasn't even she was actually somebody else's wife.
So check the play because that opened up the door for story time for me.
Come on.
Okay. So it's story time, y'all. And this is real life experience. And if what we like to call it, if my baby daddy watch this, he he can testify and he can amen what I'm getting ready to say. Okay. So I'm saying this because this is very important ones. And I wish I had some brothers in the chat. But that's okay because I'm gonna clip it. So she stopped his name from being smeared. There's a lot of things we as helpers can prevent from coming into our men's life if we posture ourselves as helpers. If we heal properly as women, we'll be able to posture ourselves in such a way to protect their names. We won't be so quick to want to see their demise. We won't be sitting up wishing the worst on them. If we heal, we can fulfill our role as a helper. That's why I said earlier on about community and going to confront the things on the inside of you that's preventing you from being your real, true, authentic self. Because truly and purely by nature, we as kids, as babies, we got baby dolls in our arms as little girls trying to help and nurture that
Nurture,
doll.
cultivate.
As kids, it's in us. It's in us as ladies, as women. So to the story, right? I am divorced from my you know, my husband, my ex-husband. And during our journey, there was a kid that came up and he ended up getting adopted. Okay, the marriage didn't work out. I'm not bitter and it's all good, because just because he is the father of my child, I feel like I should help protect his good name that he have as a father, right? So, long story short, the newly adopted dad had a wrong story about him. Had a wrong story about what happened and what took place. And it left a stain on his name, right? It left a stain on his name. So over the years, that's something that has burned his heart because a real father, a real mother wants to be connected to their child. It was unfair to him. It was an unfair hand dealt to him. So me as the woman, as a helper, okay, that was beneficial to his life, complimentary, okay, that would bring balance to the situation. I was strategically placed in the presence of that adopted father to either do one or two things. I was going to either help him and keep his name right. It was a very fragile moment. It was a life changing moment. It was a moment that I could have said the wrong thing and everything would have just collapsed.
Throw some more mud on it.
Yes. So God strategically placed me as a healed woman, as a helper, into the presence of the adopted father to advocate for him and to take the stain off his name and to bring light to the situation. After the conversation was had, the man looked at me and said, "This changes everything." He said, "This changes my perspective on everything, how he viewed him." And I said that because in that moment, Toria, I realized our true power as a helper.
A woman that is healed and sure of herself, you're not going to find a better advocate. She is the best PR manager you could ever have
Yes.
because she will go to bat for you in a
Yes.
way that, and strategically so, and softly so, in a way that you can't, as a man, you wouldn't get the same result
We're
because you
not.
wouldn't be received the same.
No.
We always talking about talk about the feminine wow, and every time we talk about the feminine wow, it's looked at in a negative way because, oh, you're just using your feminine wows and you're, to entice him or to no, you use your feminine wow to gain influence, to create space so that you can now be impactful in
Mhm.
the situation. It's not all feminine wild. It's not necessarily in it. I don't believe feminine wild was invented or designed to be used detrimental. It was designed to be used as a tool because as a woman, because we are softer, we're more supple, people are really, really more drawn to us
Yes, they
in a
are.
lot of situations. You can send a man in here to tell myself, "Oh, go see if you can get a discount." Yeah, that's not gonna work out. He sent his wife and look, he can send his sister in there, he can send his daughter in there, and she gonna come out with a discount
For sure.
for sure. Why? Why? Because she is a woman, and people accept women differently.
And what do we have? We have the power of persuasion.
Come on,
And
persuasion.
see, now let's just take it on there. We got 20 minutes. The power of persuasion. I could persuade you. This is where being suitable come in too. Because if I'm suitable for you, I'm not gonna persuade you to do no wrong. And we can persuade them to be scammers, but we won't persuade them to go back to school. We'll persuade them, you feel me?
Yeah, this is when you know you got the wrong one because
Exactly.
she should be. It's just like Samson and Delilah.
Hmm.
She persuaded him. She could have persuaded him to do anything else, but she persuaded him to do wrong things and got
Wrong
him
things.
killed.
Wrong
Okay?
things.
I'm just saying at the end of the day. But we have the power. He's sitting there. I'm still trying to figure out why he ended up telling her what the secret power was. Because I'm like, every time you told a lie, she had you set up. So why you didn't figure this out? But the power of persuasion says, because see, a man a man is actually designed to endear to his wife. Did you know that?
Mm.
He's designed to endear to her.
Yeah.
So just as much as she's designed to persuade him and be able to, he's designed to fall for this because he's designed to adhere to her. That's the way God put it together. That's how the connection works.
Mhm.
I use my persuasion and you endear to me. But my persuasion is supposed to be used to push you forward. My persuasion is supposed to be used to propel you. And if you endear to me and you follow and you adjust, given the considerations that I've given you, then you excel and you succeed and you grow and you get bigger. That's what my persuasion is for. My persuasion is supposed is for you to say, hey, is to make you think this is the way you're supposed to do it, and I'm supposed to be right. I'm supposed to be telling you to do the right thing to do, and I'm persuading you to do the right thing when you would do wrong.
See, that is so true. And I'm going to go through these because I'm so glad I found all my definitions
Amen.
so that I can go through them because that was what I really, it just didn't go, but it's okay. So the first thing he said she was beneficial to him, right? And so what it means to be beneficial, it says producing good results or helpful effects. You just said that. Conferring benefits, it says um, receiving or entirely want to receive advantage, use, or benefit. That's what you just said. And then the balance, it says it's a condition in which different elements are equal or in the correct proportions. See,
So it's in the correct proportion. That means that she has to think it through. But of course, we designed to do that. We can think it through in like 20 seconds, and we done had the whole thing figured out. And he'd be like, "What? That's but we're gifted. We're designed that way. We're designed to think of things full circle in real time
see,
differently. That's a part of the makeup. That's a part of the design. Y'all don't believe me? Get the power and the purpose of a woman about Dr. Miles Monroe. He gonna tell you
yes,
we are designed to think this thing through in full circle, real time. We got it all figured out. That's why she can figure out how much to say, how much not to say. You ever notice that a wise woman will say, "This ain't the time to talk to my husband about a problem."
wise woman.
A wise woman will say, he didn't had a bad day. It's been rough. Today, I don't talk to him about a problem, even though we have one. Tonight, I don't talk to him about a problem. What I do is I nurture him and I cultivate him. Because tomorrow, because I have to get it now, I have to get him ready for this information that I need to give him.
And you know
And it may
what?
not be tonight. Maybe it may be tomorrow morning. Maybe it may be, maybe I might have to go have lunch with him
See,
and drop this news because this one he gonna be in the right mood.
I think that men are unaware that they need their helper. And I think some women are ill equipped to be a helper.
Some women, I've been saying this for the longest, and I'm gonna say in our Black culture, we've lost a lot of our history in terms of, and when I say history, I mean the essence of what a woman is supposed to be, the essence of what a man is supposed to be. We lost that because it's in some ways it was stolen from us with slavery and all the other jazz that was going on. So a lot of things that would have been handed down to us, we don't have because it stopped somewhere. Because then, our men became our men, became estranged from the home. So then we women had to step up. So now we've taught everybody to be in survival mode instead of being soft and supple and sweet and all those good, wonderful things. We don't teach women that anymore. Nobody, well, we do, but then we teach it in this way with that lands them into, some type of, slavery. That's not what it's supposed to be. But originally, we were supposed to be able to be taught how to partner. We were not. Our generation didn't get that. I did not learn how to partner with a man. I learned how to survive being in relationship with him, not partnering with him, surviving it. Because guess what? He's going to do what he's going to do, and you're going to have to learn to endure it. And let me teach you how you're going to survive it.
Mm.
So that's what we got taught. We didn't get taught to be soft. We didn't get taught how to really, really support him. We didn't get taught how to really care about what he feels and what he needs and when he needs it and how he needs it and who he needs it from because it ain't always you.
And why do you think we weren't taught that?
Because we were too busy being taught how to be in survival mode because now women had to shift away from partnership to survival mode because men were absent.
Well, you know what?
I'm just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
We,
would
we so we,
say
we we got thrown into that and we just didn't we never went back.
be careful, women, especially if you have a desire to be a helper, helpmate, especially
Wife.
we desire to be a wife. Be careful of women who have grown bitter in their marriages Because let me
or
just
out of
say,
them.
exactly, because I can tell when I'm talking to a bitter woman. You only want
Quickly.
to focus on the negative side of things, what he's not, what he'll never do, what you should never do, and this and that, and what you shouldn't be, and you shouldn't even want that. When I look back over my journey and I see and I remember and recall conversations, it's unfortunate. But most of those conversations was geared towards stay away from marriage, stay
Yes.
away from a man, stay away from it. But you know what? When I say we're looking at our men in desperate need of their helpers, in
We are.
desperate
We are. We
need.
are looking. And
They
here's,
need us like
but we
never
can't.
before.
And it's hard for us to partner with him. Like, here's the thing, we as women, that's what we want. We so want to, I mean and it's the reason that we end up in relationships that are crazy, right? Because we look at him and we see so much we say, oh, I see so much potential in him. No, no, no. What you see is a man that is in desperate need of a helper, and you know that you are a helper, so you want to help him.
Yeah.
That's what you see.
Mhm.
So you see all these things. If I could just, man, if he would just let me help him, he would be great. If he would just let me help him, I could take him somewhere, right? That's what we're thinking. I want to help you because I want to take you somewhere. And it's, we call it looking for potential, but I think we're looking for ways to be helpful because we are a helper. I'm seeing all of these things in areas where I could help you, and I want to help you, but we don't understand. But we choose these men that don't really want a helper because they don't understand the value in having one. Because here's how I know that here's how you know that a man does not have any value for a helper. That he sees no value in having a helper when he asks you what you bring to the table.
I wanted to make thank you for saying
Soon as
that.
he say that, oh well, what you bring to the table?
Mhm.
About face, honey. About face.
Now recently, now see, let me just see there's men that don't feel like there's men that feel like that, and there's men that don't feel like that. First of all, let's talk about you don't know your responsibility of having a table for me to come to. Let's start there.
Ding and dong.
You
Ding
have
and
no
dong.
idea
That's what I'm.
the table.
But here's the thing. I know that you don't have an idea because you just asked me what I bring to it.
Exactly.
Because if you
Exactly.
understood what the value of a helper was and you saw those qualities in me, you already know what I bring to the table. So the fact that I have to explain to you what I bring to the table lets me know that you don't
Woo,
know.
I'm bringing everything to the
Because
table.
I'm clear that I'm a complete package. I know that for a fact.
Look, I'm bringing everything
So I'm
thing to the
bringing.
table to help you maintain this table because I understand the table is mine. Do you understand that? Do you understand that I understand that the table is mine? This is my table that you're bringing me to. You do know that this is my table. Okay, so I'm going to come to the table ready to maintain the table because I am the
The
anchor to the
table.
table.
Come on.
I'm going to
Say that
help you.
again. She said, say that again. She said, I'm the anchor to the table.
You might won't keep the table, Mr. Shannon Sharp.
I'm the ha. Come on. You need to find you the anchor for the table. Like sir, you're supposed to bring the table and I'm supposed to be the anchor for the table. Stop playing with my
Hello.
life.
Because this is
But
why we're excelling. Do you
without
understand?
y'all,
Because we are the
because
table.
we the table
We
already.
are. We're the help. And see,
We anchor the table without us anchoring this table that we're building together. Because yeah, without us anchoring the table, like you have this pillar that anchors that holds up the table. That's me.
because when I get through with you,
That's me.
we're gonna have
Be- right,
tables.
because
I'm a
I'm a
multiplier.
multiply. That's what we do. We're
Woo!
incubators and we
We're
multiply.
gonna
We birth.
multiply the
I'm
table.
trying to tell you,
You
you gonna bring me a table with 5,000 on it, and I'm gonna turn that into five hundred
there you
thousand.
go. So you
Okay,
bring me to the table. And I'm already, you're gonna tell me, okay, this is the table. You're gonna show it to me.
I'm telling you, your table is lopsided until you get me.
Yeah.
Your table is lopsided until you know me.
Wait a
Huh?
minute.
Your
Let
table is
me.
lopsided until you introduce till you bring me on board.
I'm glad you said that. Let me go through this definition in balance, where he said an even distribution of weight enabling someone or something to remain upright and steady. It is a condition in which Elements are equal or correct proportions. Read that. Keep or put something in a steady position so that it does not
Fall over.
fall.
I'm
The
trying
ankle
to tell
on
you.
the
I'm
balance
trying
to
to
the
tell you.
table.
You was over here trying to manage this table on both sides by yourself, and you can't be on both sides, sir. You cannot be on both sides. You gonna hold up this side, that other side, and you're gonna be over here. Because guess what? You can't hold up your side of the table and get your work done. You can't do both. So you got to hold up your side of the table and my you can't hold up your side of the table, my side of the table, and get your work done because you got work out here outside of this table. You got work to do, right? So
Mhm.
you got to go get some work done. I'm telling you, we only have two hands apiece, right?
Mhm.
That means one hand is holding up the table, your side of the table, the other hand is to the plow.
That part.
Now, if your hands is to the plow and one side of the table, this other side of the table is lopsided, honey, and something gonna have to give. Either you gonna stop this work out here to hold this up, or you gonna stop messing with this table altogether and get this work done. And your table gonna be flopped on the ground somewhere. And when you bring it to me, it's gonna be on the floor. It's not gonna be on no legs,
That's
huh?
right. That's right. I'm glad I found the suitable brothers. If y'all listening, see, I'm already. God has already given me vision on how to gather these brothers, and it's so not like the norm. It's so not that, and I'm okay with it because I love different. Me, I love different. Suitable, right or appropriate for a particular person, purpose, or situation.
Which means you don't have to, which means in order for me to help you, I don't have to be your wife to help you. I could be your sister, your friend, I could be your niece, I could be your aunt, I could be your cousin. I can
I could be
still
your baby
help you.
mama.
I could be your baby mama. I'm not nobody's baby mama, but I'm just saying I
Bless
could.
your heart.
Yeah, hallelujah. But I could be any of those things and still be your assigned helper, even if it's
Assigned
just for the
helper.
season.
Oh, I had a
Even if it's just for
Toria.
the season, I don't have to be your helper for a lifetime. Maybe I can be your helper for a month just to get you on track because the Lord can use me just that way. It works the same way. They always tell the men need to be taking care of the single women at the church. I mean, we don't we mean take care of them, help them out. We don't mean the other stuff, right? No, but we need help them. That means
We
you probably need to
pray.
help them with if they can't get their car started. You probably need to help them if they got something helping to carry. You probably need to come out to the trunk and go and get it and help
Mhm,
it and go
mhm.
it on and bring it
Correct.
in. So
Yes.
we're supposed to be helping, even though you're not my woman.
Mhm.
Look, let me tell you something. The man caught me on the side of the road, and I ran out of gas. My girlfriend brought me the gas can. We neither one of us could figure out how to get that gas can working. It was raining. I mean, cats, dogs, giraffes, and elephants.
Oh no.
That man stopped came pulled on the side of the road out there. He ain't had no umbrella, no hat, no hood, no nothing. And he stood out there and helped me get my car gassed. His wife was calling him on the phone. So he said, "Look, I got to call you back."
See.
Now, I don't know if she was gonna have a problem finding out that this what he did. I don't know if he told her that's what he was doing or not. I have no idea. But I know that he felt compelled to help me. I didn't know that man from a can of oil. He didn't know me from a can of paint. But as a fellow man, and he saw a woman in need, I gotta go help her. He was being a helper.
He was being a helper.
And he already had a wife. Okay.
He was being a helper. And we are helpers one of another in
Absolutely.
general. But I'm talking about I found this what I wanted to before we close, I found this where it says a helper is not a put down. It's nothing wrong with being a helper, but it is a revelation of expertise offered in love.
Say that
So
again.
it is a revelation of expertise offered in love.
Did y'all catch that? She said it's a revelation of expertise offered in love. Expertise suggests that it is something I know very, very
That's what that
well
man did.
that you don't.
Hmm.
I didn't know how to work this gas can,
Okay.
but he did.
He did.
I had no clue. We were out here clueless. Like, he and it took him a minute too because it was kind of a little bit different. But he figured it out faster than we was because I wasn't gonna figure it out at all.
Mm.
That means, but he's skilled in working these gas cans, even though it's a new one. He gets he understands the mechanism. That's why he was able to figure it out. This is different, but I understand the mechanism and I know the basics of how it's supposed to work. Therefore, I have an understanding of this equipment that she doesn't have, even though it's new to me and her. Because I deal with gas cans all the time and she don't.
See, you see the expertise offered in love. This is who I am as a helper, the woman, the impact in specifically in my community. My expertise is helping. This is what I do.
And I take nothing for it because that man didn't ask me
I'm
for a
offer it's
quarter.
offered in
I
love.
offered it to you because I wanted to make sure you were okay. And I ain't asking for nothing. I just saw this. I saw that there's a need for you. I have the expertise that you need. Let me share that with you.
She gonna offer it in love every
She's going to
time.
offer it in
Every time.
love every time. And that's how we as women can get taken advantage of
Hmm.
because I think sometimes we miss what God is really, really trying to do with us in terms of being a helper because we think that if you help a man, this must be your husband. Oh, you must. Oh, it's you got to turn it romantic. No, ma'am. That wasn't the assignment. Romance wasn't the assignment, boo boo. I'm
That's right.
sorry. I hate to be the one to tell you that romance wasn't the original assignment. So then you looking at me all cross-eyed when this break bad. Well, I didn't tell you to get into a relationship with the man. That wasn't my goal. That wasn't my assignment for you. My assignment was for you to help this man right quick. Just be a nice little helper and go somewhere and sit down.
And when you are healed, shout out to everybody in the chat. Just want to take this moment to say I can't not see, but I do see my cousin Velma Green. Thank you for joining right here on Fireside Chat, and everybody else. If I can't see you, thank you for joining. So my baby daddy, and I'm gonna say this because that's what's so loosely said. He's not. It's not baby daddy, baby mama. We are a unit because we have something in common, which is a child. So I
Right.
can help him by what I do as well as what I don't do. What I choose not to do to bring him harm, I'm helping him. Why is it that we can sit back and watch a man struggle to try to be a good father and we will remove the help that will help him thrive better because he with somebody else? I disagree with that. I disagree with a woman who get a kick out of watching a man fall flat on his face in the name of your pain and your resentment and he didn't choose me and I was there for him and all that. What this got to do with it? You still got a child that's got to benefit from both parents being healthy. You're causing him to be unhealthy when you decide you're going to weaponize that child, when you decide you're going to sit here and weaponize resources, you're going to make it hard for him and you see him trying. That breaks my heart amongst brothers when I sit up and listen to y'all brothers talk about. And recently, I was sitting here listening to a group of brothers while we was working out, talking about being a father. Talking about how they want to be close to their kids, how they trying to do this, how the mama gets in the way. You are a helper. It is your. You should automatically flow from that place because your child gonna benefit from dad being whole, healthy, strong. You bring the balance. If it ain't no balance, you bring it. Just like now, what I was talking about to you in the car. If he got a
Absolutely.
significant other, I'm going to help him by not trying to cheat
Come
and
on.
lure him over there in the name of the
And
child.
I'm gonna tell you how to treat her. That's not cool. Don't do that.
Exactly.
That's not even
Exactly.
cool. Like, hey, you know her birthday is coming up. You should probably make sure you get her something.
Exactly. Not compete with the woman. It's
I
over
look,
between us. Why
right.
am I still
But
trying
that's
to?
but that's because you're healed from whatever the trauma was behind it. So you're no longer feeling a way. I say all the time, women get in these relationships and then they break bad and then they punish the kids because y'all adults don't get along anymore. That has nothing to do with them.
At all?
That is all you. Y'all have to figure out how y'all gonna reconcile that thing and just be parents. And it's
Correct.
okay to just be parents. I don't know why. See, because there are some women that has and men too. They have this misconception that if we're not together, then I can't be a parent.
That part.
I shouldn't be one. And that's a punishment to you, not the child. It's a punishment to you. But guess who you really punishing? The
The child.
child. You're not punishing
I don't
each. I don't
understand that.
understand this.
I
I'm like,
don't
so
get it. Be a team player for a change. Get on the team. Okay. I've heard men say, man, I wanted to pick up. She don't want my child over there with my new girlfriend and her
which is the
kids.
dumbest thing ever. I've always said this was so stupid. I'm like,
What?
what do you mean? I said, so is there a concern? If there's no concern for how your child is going to be treated when they get there by his girlfriend, what are we talking about?
What are you threatened for?
What is the issue? You better not have her. That's the dumbest. It's the dumbest statement I've ever heard. I'm like, I don't understand what you mean. What are they doing to him over here? I
So
mean, are they?
technically, what you're saying is,
You don't want him to have a life.
I don't want him to move on. I want to be in control.
I don't want him
So
to be moved on from me, even though I don't want him necessarily. Because contrary to what y'all be thinking, all these women don't want these men back. They just don't want them to have nobody else.
Mhm.
Okay, because they want to be in control. They want to say, I'm the only one, and I'm the only girl. You're not the only woman on the face of the planet. If he done moved on and don't want you no more, just be real clear. The chances of him coming back to you is gonna be slim to none. And if you thought that he was gonna be out here and wasn't gonna get another woman, you are sadly mistaken. Don't you know a cycle? You was dating him for however long. You know what the sex cycle is. So you had to know that eventually he was getting back out here. Didn't you? Did you not know that? You had to know.
and the woman, whoever the girlfriend is, you gotta trust that father.
To pick the right woman
You
that
gotta
can be able
trust
to be
him.
around your kids.
That if I'm coming to get my kid and take around this woman, I didn't already study her enough to know my child's safe for her, or else I wouldn't do it. We find so many ways to try to disqualify a man from being a
because
father.
we women like to pretend like they the only thinkers. I don't know why this is. It bothers me. I mean, and don't get me wrong. I understand the difference between men and women, and so some people are different, right? And I get that. I agree. Sometimes men can be slow in some things. I get that
They
ideology,
can.
but these are men that have whole jobs, they have whole apartments, they have. Oh, you
And they
got to
do.
believe if you can trust the child to be with him by himself, then I don't know why you can't trust him to choose someone that is not going to bring harm to them. That's the part I don't
That
get.
part.
Like they don't. You think men don't think?
So if
They
the shoe
thought
was
when
on the other foot, Toria, if the shoe was on the other foot, and I met somebody, he have children, and I'm saying all of our children together is going to go to this event. No, this is our children now. So it's okay for me to want to be in the position that I'm hating on with somebody else. It's okay for somebody, some other woman's children to be in my care, but my kids can't
can't be in
be.
somebody else's queer.
The problem is, look, that father, this is why I'm like, men need to get it together. If you know that you serious about this relationship and you got kids with another woman, you need to be straight up with both parties. And you need to not be creeping out the back door, slam dunking baby mama every chance you
Thank
get,
you,
because you
cause
finna bring hell
and
up in your
you ain't finna
house.
do numbers cause a bigger problem. One of the other thing is I'm saying I don't understand how come all of y'all can't partner together. How come y'all can't all get a care plan?
Mature grown-ups can.
Mature grown-ups have whole care plans for their kids.
Mhm.
Hey, they on punishment over here. So when they get to your house, they still on punishment. I ain't, yeah, this your weekend, but they still on punishment because they did this, and so. And the other family be like, you know what, you on punishment. So hey, I don't know what to tell you. You thought you was getting away? No, 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 no. Same rules apply, sir. You on a punishment over here too.
That's right.
Because we're united front. All of us, all four of us. We are united front over here.
I have come to realize that there needs to be a reset on both sides. And we sometimes will look at things and say, well, we think we have the answer. But the only way we're going to really get the answer is we got to confront the problem. And we got to allow people to collab with us. You can't look at somebody and say, you need this, this, and this, and that. No, I need to hear that person say, I
I
need
need
this, and that.
We need to learn how to be collaborators instead of pointing fingers.
And
Because in
competitors.
and competitors. Because in collaboration, and I'm teaching this class, y'all, so I'm learning a lot. In collaboration, there is no room for what just one person wants.
Ain't no I in team.
Ain't no I in team,
Mm-mm.
and nowhere. So collaborators sit down and here's the thing: you want to be collaborating as opposed to compromising, because in a compromise, it's a give and get. I got to give up something to get something that's more important to me. But when you collaborate, it is a win-win. That means we sit down here at this table until we figure out and talk it out until we figure out how we both get what we want, what we need.
But you know, in that, Toria, in that, you gotta take accountability. That I have a problem with grown-ups. I can't collaborate with grown-ups that don't know how to be accountable. I need you to be accountable for some of the reasons what's standing in between the collaboration. I need you to understand that this what you're doing over here is preventing us from collaborating.
Absolutely.
And then you can't sit here because I'm not finna get into no power struggle and go back and forth with you. Once I see that you're basically telling me without telling me, as my mentor said, people show you who you are, who they are, but by showing you who they're not. And when I tell you I apply that to every area of my life,
That's good.
when you show me what you not, then you not. It ain't even nothing to talk about. If I show you that I'm not, then I'm not. And we ain't got nothing else to talk about. So when you're showing me you are not a team player, you believe that there's an I in team. You don't want to collaborate. It's your way or the highway.
And when you tell me it's your way or the highway, you show me it's your way or the highway, guess what I'm doing? I'm done collaborating and I no longer want to be a part of the team. It's time for me to find the nearest exit.
There you go.
Okay? Because I ain't just got to be subject to this. I don't have to do it. I can miss it.
Being a helper is so important. To fulfill your role is fulfilling. It's therapeutic for me to walk in who I really am. The man with the table, and I'm getting ready to close. The man with the table, you got to say, do you have a table? First, let's make sure you really do have a table. You're not just saying something you heard everybody else say. You really do have a table. I don't care if it's a little table, she's gonna make it a bigger table. If it's one table, she's gonna multiply the tables. Either way it go, your helper is purposeful about coming into your life to help you. You have to have something for her to help you with. If you are not looking for something, you won't find it. If you ain't looking for a helper, you're not gonna find a helper. You can't find something that you're not looking for
or don't want.
Or don't want. So I would say, men, understand the purpose of a woman. One of them anyway is to come in your life and to help you. Woman, understand your purpose is to help a man. You can't be a selfish woman and you want to collaborate. You want things for your own selfish benefit, but you don't want to bring nothing. You don't want to be a helper. You want a son. We're not doing that. You want somebody you can rule and tell what to do, when to go, hey, do this, do this, do this. No,
that's not a real man.
That's not a man ain't having it no way. So, so I just wanted to share some light today on the impact of a helper, and I hope that you guys have got something out of this. I will be back to hit this topic again because I know I got more to share on this topic. And two, I'm going to look forward to hearing, because I'm going to be putting together some gatherings for some brothers and inviting some people to come and pour into them in a way that they need to receive. So until next time, y'all, this has been a Fireside Chat right here on IntellectualRadio.com. And go help somebody today.
Shannon Sharp, go get you a wife.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.